Hi everyone, the next thing I'd like to share with you are great books to read aloud, particularly if you're getting reader fatigue from reading the same picture books over and over again to your child. Help is on the way. So first of all, I love anything by Eric Ode. This is Busy Treks on the Go. It's got some great poetry in here, some bright illustrations that you've come to know and love from Usborne Books More. So just a sample, freight trucks carry clocks and cakes, books and boots and garden rakes. Through the mountains, up and down, there they go from town to town. It's a little more complex than your typical toddler book, but this one's a great one to hold their attention. He also has Too Many Tomatoes. Same great rhythm and poetry in that one. And my personal favorite by him, Dan the Taxi Man. Here's Dan, beep beep, the taxi man, going to the show and picking up the band. Climb inside while you still can. And this one features a diverse cast here, which is nice. You can see that Dan is going, he's picking up all the members of the band so that they're going on their way to the show. And this one is just so much fun to read. Along those lines, I'm a Dirty Dinosaur is a great one. This one is illustrated with real mud, which is kind of a fun fact. We have a second one that's illustrated with actual frosting. But you can see that here there's a lot of onomatopoeia. It's a lot of fun for toddlers because they get to get up and wiggle while you're reading that book to them. So that one's a good one if they need to get their wiggles out. Another great book here is this one, Kitty Cat, Where Have You Been? And she's been to London. She's also been to New York and Paris are the other two in this series. But again, you've got these great illustrations, and I love that our picture books take us all over the world. Kane Miller especially is known for doing that, and they just have beautiful books with, again, classic rhyme. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is this one, Babies Come from Airports. This is another great thing about Kane Miller books in particular is that they're going to show you what it's like on Gotcha Day for a family that's adopting internationally. Even if you're a family that's adopting domestically, though, it's a really sweet book about family and about integrating a new family member. Awesome. The next one I want to show you is Love You Who, which I cannot get through without kind of tearing up. It happens more and more frequently, no matter, I think, with each child that I have. I don't know if that happens to you guys or not, but this one is just a really sweet story of how the owl loves her little baby. Also on the sweet radar there is Snowflake in My Pocket. This one you've got Squirrel and Wise Bear, and it's Squirrel's first snow. So Squirrel's trying to figure out what this is all about and has kind of a magical quality to it. Then you've got books that teach great lessons, like this one, Jonathan James and the What If Monster. I can't say enough good things about this one because it starts off, what if this terrible thing happens or that terrible thing happens? And by the end it's, well, what if I do make friends? What if everything does go well? So this is a great book for kids, especially who are worried about a first day of school, about a situation that's outside their control. Then you've got Hip and Hop. This one is all about trying new things. You can see the nice bold outlines in that one. You've got the Silver Serpent Cup. That's about how cheaters don't necessarily prosper in this one, and it's got very clever poetry in this one as well. There's A Tale of Two Beasts, which teaches you to look at a situation from both perspectives. It's first told by the perspective of the girl and then by the perspective of the creature. So children learn that there are two sides to every story. There's Can I Join Your Club, in which the duck is looking for a club to belong to and no one is letting him into their club, so he forms his own. And guess what happens at the end? Well, you'll have to read it to find out. Another great one with a good message is Cordelia. Cordelia thinks she can fly. All of a sudden people are telling her she can't, so she thinks she can't. And then she regains her ability to fly when she realizes that she can do it and she doesn't have to listen to what other people say. Then another one with a good lesson is Olga de Pogo. This one is by Michael Bond, the author of Paddington Bear. And this one is just a really beautiful hardback book. Again, it's got beautiful illustrations in it. You can see it's got some full color illustrations on the pages, but you can see there's a lot more words. My 4- and 6-year-old sat through this one pretty well this last time. But Olga de Pogo is this mischievous guinea pig who's always getting into trouble. She tells these big whopper stories. It's really fun, heartwarming, and again, good message in that one too. Then you've got Pink Lion, a story about a lion who's adopted by flamingos and what happens when the other lions see him with the flamingos. Then you have Cuddle Bear, who is going around and making everyone feel better with a hug. Really sweet book, especially for preschool age. Then you have books that are combined volumes, like this one, the Tales for Little Children. And see, this is nice and thick. This one's $21.99, and it has a bunch of different stories inside it. So let's see if I can get to the table of contents so that I can show you here. It has Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I believe the Elves and the Shoemaker is in here too. Tom Thumb, Genie in the Bottle, Stonecutter. I'll just hold this up so that you can see. So all different stories, different illustrators for each of the stories. But the illustrations all around are just really fun and engaging. My kids thought this was a pretty fun book. So here's the Genie in the Bottle. And stories, again, from all over the world, which is another great thing for your kids to see. And the last thing I'll show you is the picture book gift set. And this one comes with, I think it's 20, I want to say, different stories. I'll hold this up so that you can see all the titles there. But they're thin books. You've got some of the classics in there, which is a nice, easy, gentle introduction to things like The Wizard of Oz, The Railway Children, The Gingerbread Man, which is my daughter's favorite, The Nutcracker. So lots of really great, bright, colorful books in this set as well. I will say, though, that statistics show that 19% of kids still like reading by the time they get outside of high school. And the only thing that really changes between kindergarten, when most kids love to read with their parents, and then high school, is that we stop reading to them because we think that now that they can read, they don't need us anymore. And you know what? It's not true. Any book can be a good read-aloud book. Hey Jack can be a great read-aloud book. Billy B can be a great read-aloud book if they're not ready. Secret Mermaid. This is perfect, you guys, because this is actually at a higher reading level, but girls, especially girls age 7, love this book. A lot of them aren't quite there yet on the reading level, but if you read this with them, they'll really enjoy it. Then we've got Anna Hibiscus, which is another of my favorites to read to my kids, and again, Wheel Nuts. So consider adding a picture book to your stash this Christmas.